Remember the good old days when a steady job meant a comfortable life, a nice house, a decent car, annual vacations, and money saved up for the future? That was the dream for the middle class. But look around you. For many, that dream is fading, and fast. By 2025, the reality for the middle class could be drastically different, and not in a good way. It feels like we're on a treadmill that's speeding up, and we're all just trying not to fall off. What happened to that promise of stability? Why is the very foundation of our society, the middle class, seemingly disappearing before our very eyes? Let's start with the most obvious culprit. Your paycheck. You get a raise, and for a fleeting moment, you feel like you're getting ahead. But then you go to the grocery store, you fill up your gas tank, you pay your utility bills, and you realize that your raise has been completely wiped out, and some. Prices for literally everything are climbing at a pace we haven't seen in decades. It's a silent tax on your earnings, that extra 3 or 5% raise you were so happy about. Inflation ate it for breakfast. This isn't just a feeling, it's a mathematical certainty. The purchasing power of your money is shrinking every single day. The same salary that supported a family comfortably a decade ago now barely covers the essentials. People are working harder than ever, yet they're falling further behind. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. Now, let's talk about the biggest expense for most households. A roof over your head. The dream of homeownership is becoming a fantasy for millions. Housing prices have skyrocketed to levels that are simply unattainable for the average person. Even if you manage to scrape together a down payment, which is a monumental task in itself, you're then faced with mortgage rates that have exploded. It's a double whammy, and if you think renting is the answer, think again. Rents have been climbing relentlessly, often outpacing wage growth by a huge margin. Landlords are passing on their increased costs, and the demand for rental properties is so high that they can charge almost whatever they want. People are being forced to spend an unsustainable portion of their income just to keep a roof over their heads, leaving little for anything else. This housing crisis is a cornerstone of the middle-class squeeze. It's forcing people to make impossible choices, live in overcrowded conditions, move further away from their jobs, or delay major life milestones like starting a family. It's not just housing. The cost of basic survival is becoming a major burden. Have you been to the supermarket lately? The price of eggs, milk, bread, meat, staples of any family's diet has shot up. You walk in with a $100 bill and walk out with what feels like just a couple of bags. It forces you to make tough decisions. Buy cheaper, less nutritious food, or cut back on other necessities. And it doesn't stop there. Your electricity bill, your water bill, your heating bill there, all going up. The cost of keeping your lights on and your home comfortable is eating away at your budget. And don't even get me started on gas prices. Commuting to work has become a major financial drain for millions. Every part of our daily lives has become more expensive, and these small increases add up to a mountain of financial pressure. There's no escape. Remember when a long-term career with one company was a sign of success and stability? That era is over. Job security is a luxury that few can afford to believe in anymore. We're seeing headlines about mass layoffs almost every week, and it's not just in one or two sectors. It's across the board. Tech companies, manufacturing, retail, no industry is safe. The rise of automation and artificial intelligence, while promising innovation, also threatens millions of traditional middle-class jobs. Companies are constantly looking to cut costs and streamline operations, and unfortunately, that often means cutting people. This constant uncertainty creates a huge amount of stress. You plan for the future when you do know. If ULL have a job next month, this isn't about people not working hard enough. It's about the very nature of work changing beneath our feet. The loyalty that employees once showed to companies is no longer being returned. So, what happens when your expenses go up and your income is uncertain? You turn to your savings. But there's a problem there too. The same inflation that's making everything more expensive is also eroding the value of the money you've worked so hard to put away. Your emergency fund, your retirement account, your kid's college fund, it's all losing purchasing power. $100,000 saved for retirement doesn't buy what it used to. This forces people into a precarious position. They either have to take on more risk in the stock market to try and outpace inflation, or watch their life savings slowly evaporate. The safety net that the middle class once relied on is getting smaller and smaller. This financial insecurity is a quiet crisis happening in bank accounts all across the country. With primary incomes failing to keep up, what are people doing? They're turning to side hustles, driving for a rideshare company, delivering food, freelancing online, selling crafts. What used to be a way to earn a little extra fun money has now become a necessity for survival. People are working their 9-to-5 jobs and then clocking in for a second or even a third job in the evenings and on weekends. This isn't about ambition. It's about desperation. It's about making sure the rent is paid and there's food on the table. But this comes at a huge cost. It means less time with family, less time for rest, and a higher risk of burnout. The gig economy was sold to us as a path to freedom and flexibility, but for many in the middle class it has become a trap, a second shift. They are forced to work just to maintain their standard of living. As the middle class gets squeezed from all sides, something else is happening. The wealth gap is turning into a chasm. The rich are getting richer, and the poor are getting poorer. During times of economic turmoil and inflation, those with asset stocks, real estate, business ownership, few see their wealth grow. Their assets appreciate in value, outpacing inflation. Meanwhile, those who rely on a salary for their income are left behind. Their wages stagnate, while their costs of living soars. This isn't an accident. It's a feature of our current economic system. It creates a feedback loop where wealth concentrates at the very top, while the middle class, the engine of the economy, is hollowed out. This growing inequality is not just an economic issue, it's a social issue. It erodes social cohesion and creates a sense of unfairness and hopelessness. When savings run out and income isn't enough, people are forced to turn to debt. Credit card balances are at an all-time high. People are using plastic to pay for groceries, gas, and utilities, not luxuries, but necessities. They're taking out personal loans to cover unexpected expenses, or just to bridge the gap between paychecks. This is a dangerous game. High-interest credit card debt can quickly spiral out of control, creating a cycle of debt that is incredibly difficult to escape. It's like trying to run up a down escalator. You're putting in a huge amount of effort just to stay in the same place, and one slip can send you tumbling to the bottom. Relying on debt to survive is not a sustainable solution. It's a short-term fix that mortgages your future. It's a sign that the system is failing the very people it's supposed to support. The world is changing, and the economic landscape of 2025 will be unforgiving to those who don't adapt. The old rules no longer apply. The idea of getting a good education, finding a stable job, and living comfortably ever after is a story from a bygone era. The system is evolving, and if you stand still, you will be left behind. This isn't meant to scare you, but to be a wake-up call. We need to be proactive. This means becoming financially literate, understanding how money really works, and learning new skills that are in demand. It means exploring new ways to generate income beyond a single, vulnerable paycheck. It might mean rethinking our relationship with consumerism and debt. The middle class isn't just disappearing. It's being redefined. The ones who will thrive in this new reality are the ones who see the writing on the wall and take action now. Ignoring these trends is not an option. The world will not wait for us to catch up. The future belongs to the adaptable. Thank you so much for watching. This is a tough topic, but it's one we need to talk about. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And I want to hear from you. What are you seeing in your own life? How is this economic squeeze affecting you and your family? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.